And so he puts his hand over the mouse pad and he just twats it! Just twats it! Oh, just twat it!
Listen, I'm used to having to bench stomp a little bit. Like
That's true. That's true. Hi everyone. Hi, Big Dumcast. Hi. I'm Chris. I'm a Mac Johnson.
And I'm Matt, Master of Percussive Maintenance. Watson.
And we're recording in my office. And I just said to Matt, like, go on, just tap the mouse pad, just because the thing was hovering over recording Audacity, and you just kind of, I think you took out any grievances you've been carrying with you throughout the week on the Mac just then in one tiny.
Listen,
little...
I've got powerful fingers.
It was over 9,000. You just Kamehameha that motherfucker.
Jesus.
It's a Mac. You've got to tease it and caress it like it was a beautiful penis.
Listen, I've got one thing to say to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, I got something to say to you.
Now I just need to get those old Magnum advert style. When it was the chocolate cracker. In that very, very musical way.
Yeah, in a way that Magnums do not crack.
No, they don't crack like that.
They're also never perfectly shaped.
Never.
They've always got a bit of a sloped head, rather like the head of a penis.
Oh fuck!
You know, just sort of. I'm not saying that they're the end of a bell or a bell's end,
right, okay.
if you will, but they do kind of have that like hooded.
More like the swell of a bell.
A bell swell.
Bell's fuck.
I tell you what.
But starting strong this week, everybody.
My bell's swelling.
Oh no!
Welcome everyone.
You should probably go to the doctor. You might need to clean under there.
Has been 5 hours as well.
Oh.
So it's just it's a concoction.
Oh.
It's a concoction.
Oh.
Hey everyone, it's 10:25 in the morning and we've had a fucking great start to this recording day. Well, you probably had a great one. How did your morning go?
I got up and I caught up on What If? Because Keeks was thoroughly underwhelmed by the first episode.
Oh, so you didn't gravitate toward the second one.
Whereas I thought that, well, we'll talk about the second one later. So.
Did Keeks catch any of it, or did you?
No,
wait till
she went to work.
Do you think you're gonna have to nudge her to be like, I think you should probably watch this one?
I don't know if I liked it that much.
Interesting. Oh my god.
I mean, I liked it, but I don't know if I liked it.
Holy biscotti!
I don't know if I liked it. I don't know if I loved it. So if I don't love it, I don't think she'll like it.
You're the Mark Bernardin of this bitch. It finally happened.
Yeah.
It finally happened.
Dear Penthouse, I never thought it would happen to me.
That's a secret.
Yeah.
I prefer Mark Bernardin's opinions on that show to Kevin Smith's.
What? I generally prefer Mark Bernardin's opinions to Kevin Smith's because, bless Kevin, he does think with his heart, doesn't he?
Yeah. And
He's
do you know
just
what?
like-
Do you know what? That's admirable.
I
I wish I liked everything.
Yeah, I love that he loves everything, but he does love everything.
Yeah, that's true. Do you know what I don't love?
What?
My fucking morning.
What? Yeah, my morning jacket, why not?
Well, I woke up this morning. I had a shit. Then I got out of bed. No, so I got up at like 5 o'clock feeling weird. My eyes glued together because hay fever's decided to hit me in the last weeks of summer for some reason.
As someone who gets up regularly at 5 o'clock, it does feel fucking weird.
Oh no, but I just stirred and couldn't open my eyes. I felt like fucking, the seers in Abe's Exodus. You know what I mean? In the beginning, where just like the eyes are sewn shut.
Ironically named seers, yeah.
Yeah, haha.
Ah.
So that after I prized them up, and I was like, "Why have I woken up? I've been having really elaborate horror video game style dreams." So I went to the bathroom and I came back to bed, and I didn't wake up again till later, and I had to help Lou get ready. And then I'd text you and said "Hi, I'll be over soon-ish, just a bit later than planned. I'm getting ready now." And then the fucking hot water didn't work. So I had to climb up into the loft. But before I had to do that, because we've not been in the loft for a couple of months, I had to get the hoover out and hoover all these dead woodlice and spiders off of the hatch before they fell on me. And then, the mild arachnophobe that I am, had to scurry through that bastard thing and be like, right, I'm going to lie down on the
Ironic choice of words for an arachnophobe.
What a tangled story we weave.
What a tangled web we shit.
So I managed to get it working. But the point is, that's why Matt's here, because he very helpfully and kindly went, I'll just come to you. Thank you so much.
Like, we'll do a remote record. I was like, Dude, I can come to you now. Like,
Oh yeah, that's true.
whistle and I'll come to you.
But there's also a partial reason why I was like, should we put this episode off at some point today, to either later today or tomorrow, as annoying as that would be, because unfortunately the news, Matt, the news is fucking with us. So let's talk about the big story as of this recording, because I have a feeling this will be yesterday's bastard news by Thursday night.
Well, actually, by Thursday night, it'll be 3 days ago.
God damn it, sir. This morning...
This is why you keep me on payroll.
On the fair internet... This morning on the fair, beautiful, not at all hostile internet, some mad bastard genius leaked a previs version of the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer.
Oh god, I'm gonna hate this, aren't
I? Except they didn't leak it how you were thinking. It's a screenshot. No, it's a mobile phone screening it, mobile phone being held vertically, it being shown horizontally.
Ah.
Now, this might have been the original leak, because apparently the original leak was on TikTok, but the video that's done the rounds and survived since is someone filming a vertical phone playing a horizontal video in the middle of its screen at a distance in piss-poor resolution.
In today's economy?
There are shots in this, and voiceover in this, that are like, yes, that's from the filming of this movie for definite. Like, which is why it's being put into the category of this is probably the print. And there's like I think it's correct me if I'm wrong, folks out there. I think it's like Portuguese subtitles over certain parts of it, obviously showing where edits and things are going to be done. There are visual effects not apparent, like explosions, but with green panels in the background. So like obviously green screen environments haven't been put in yet. Certain characters without their appendages, but blue circles where those things are going to be CGI'd in.
This is a TDK entering the Marvel Universe.
The detachable kid?
Who'd have thunk it?
Hey, he was drinking Mr. Pibbs, alright? Give him his Pibbs.
Let's ponder the question. What if?
Let's ponder the question. The Nathan Fillion Civilian Pavilion.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Brilliant. Love it. Anyway.
Let us ponder the question.
Big damn hero, sir.
Why?
Ain't we just? Let's ponder the question. Insert weasel noise.
Yes.
So it's like, that's likely the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer.
Show me.
If that is the case... No.
Oh.
Because it's so piss-poor resolution, it gives you nothing, my sir.
Show me.
It gives you fuck all.
Show me.
I'll show you on mute for
the
copyright
monkey.
For copyright reasons, if I can
Show
find it.
me the monkey.
But, let me see if I can find the fucker, because, of course, the original source one and the shared version of it on Twitter have been deleted since copyright Sony Pictures.
Oh, dear.
It's adding more validity to it. But not just that, the person who posted it on Twitter first has been sort of making jokes like, please don't sue me, Disney, hello. But yeah, so this is the version that's doing the rounds now. A phone filming a phone, right?
That's
so
some stuff.
There are definite new shots. That's Tom Holland. That's the whole school looking at him and judging him.
Yeah.
Again, like this is vague because it may not be true, so don't worry about spoilers too much, folks.
There was some Marissa Tomei there.
Yeah, there's some, and you got your logos and your Columbia Pictures Sony bullshit, and that's a certain Sorcerer Supreme who we know is in the film, and he is wearing like casual jacket costume, which the Funko Pop has.
Cash Stephen Strange.
So that kind of lends into maybe what we were suggesting, that they're going to do the one more day, brand new day kind of one moment in time. Doctor Strange is going to help retcon the identity thing. Wong in a big coat.
Why not?
Which makes me happy. I mean, Benedict Wong just makes me happy, full stop. So this seems like a story teaser trailer so far, setting up things and stuff. And then, some portal-y kind of things. Doctor Strange is playing a heavy role in this, so the toys available at Walmart aren't lying. In case anyone wonders why I keep talking, it's because I'm giving you a visual description, but also making sure none of the audio plays in the podcast.
Also because I can't fucking see shit.
Totally it's so bad, right? Isn't it so bad?
I mean, I don't mind, because it's just going to be like, oh, neat, I can't wait to see this proper.
It's someone has screen capped the edit at some point. So this is someone working for Columbia or whatever.
Oh yeah, actually, I didn't even notice that. That's the fucking UI of whatever editing program it is around it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So, like, multiple shot there. So is that a repeat, or is that the
Yeah.
video being shot twice? So there's a lot of previs. There's a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
is some
previs.
previous shit right there.
And this, which I'll get on in a minute, the previs thing. But as you can see, Doctor Strange, a lot of outer body stuff. The Iron Spider suit again, which makes me happy because I love them big damn arms.
Ooh,
Some
don't you
yellow zappy visual effects.
Yellow zappies? Yellow zappies?
Not blue zappies.
Yellow
then-
zappies. Oh.
This moment.
Oh. 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 Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Now, a couple things. It was Spider-Man's birthday earlier this month. It was the character's
100th
Hang on. It was
birthday.
the character's 59th anniversary.
Yeah, 61, 62.
Yeah, 62 was Amazing Fantasy 15, so that's considered his birthday
Yeah.
year. So it was his 59th birthday, and people suspected that on August 2nd or whatever, it was going to be like, they're going to put the trailer out. They didn't. And I understand why. They're giving Shang-Chi the spotlight.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shang-Chi. We've been saying it wrong this
Okay.
entire time. The trailers
Cool.
have been clarifying it.
Shang-Chi.
They've been giving Shang-Chi the spotlight. And that absolutely is fair. The fact they brought out an Eternals trailer, which we'll talk about, suggests that they're just ramping up the marketing for that, because that is, of course, the next release to come out.
But Shang-Chi's in like, what, 2 weeks?
Yes. So you have a feeling that the Spidey trailer is close. Like, the Spidey trailer is... Have you seen the Shang-Chi, any Shang-Chi like teaser reviews or discussions? Because apparently the fight scenes are not only like being recognised as inspired by, but have now been confirmed as being inspired by the early works of Jackie Chan.
Brilliant.
So we're getting some like really fun, ridiculous choreography.
Because I know there's loads of TV spots coming along.
I've been avoiding all of them. Yeah,
I've watched the last full trailer, and then all the TV spots. I'm like, no, I don't need to see any more. I've seen enough.
Yeah. Yeah, the last
seen
thing I
enough.
watched was the trailer with his mum and his dad,
Yes.
and the Abomination. Like, and that's the last. That is it. That's I'm not
Yeah.
watching anymore.
I don't need to see.
Surprise
any
me
more
in
of
the
it.
cinema in a couple of weeks' time, please. So yeah, this is a previous version. This is either from earlier this year, or this trailer is not ready. So the internet speculation now, because of this leak, is, oh my god, they're obviously gonna post the trailer as soon as humanly possible, which is why I was a bit reluctant to record this
No,
morning.
I understand. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh god, what if they do?
'Cause
What if they post it like this fucking afternoon?
I would posit
As one posits.
that because we're still in the middle of a pandemic,
Yes.
and people, well, we're in the last half of the pandemic, shall we say? We're past the
Oh
half.
god, fingers crossed. Everything crossed.
We're not in the middle of it
Get your
anymore.
fucking vaccines. Anyway, it's how we can
I
pod
would
and
posit
also make love.
that because that because the visual effects studios probably aren't back up to full capacity yet. So what's probably happening is this trailer's probably delayed because they just aren't at capacity to finish all the visual effects yet.
Very true. But also, the
The fact
movie's
that it's
out
out in December
in 3 months. Yeah, 3 and a bit months.
suggests that it should have
doing
been
its
out
press
already.
rounds.
So I honestly think it's behind. I think
That could be it.
I think the movie might get delayed.
I kind of want it to. I mean, we've joked on here, but then I've kind of fallen into this way of
Because
thinking.
it's so VFX.
I hope
heavy.
it never comes out. And I don't mean that in like, I hope something really horrible happens and the production's really troubled. I just think it would be amazing. If like 10 years from now we're like, what the fuck happened to that third Spider-Man movie? Did they ever finish it?
They're going to save the trailer for the 60th. A year after it should have been out.
The film's going to come out in December, but the trailer will come out next August.
Yeah. That's what
The
we're
film
going
will
to do.
come out with all the previs still
Yeah.
like half finished.
It'll be early access.
There'll be rubbery CGI Spider-Man.
It'll be Disney's new segment on Disney Plus. They'll have Premier Access, where you pay them, and they'll have Early Access, where they pay you.
Oh god.
And it's not finished.
Now, speaking of
That's
Spider,
how you bring test audiences into the home.
the No Way Home.
Well, apparently not.
Speaking of Spider-Men, if you want to avoid any more potential future spoilers, skip ahead 3 minutes from now, starting. Dead air. Now, okay, so separate from the trailer,
Oh God.
which of course ends with what appears to be Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, including a hero shot of a tentacle slamming into the
It
ground.
appears to be Alfred Molina. It's actually Don Cheadle in whiteface, and he's going to come around and say, "It's me. I'm here. Get used to it."
Is he going to be reprising his role as Captain Planet?
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
I'll turn you into a fucking tree.
Oh my god! I think these pictures have been tracked down and deleted. No, I found one.
No.
I found a tweet with them in.
One.
I found a tweet with low-res versions of them in. Okay, interesting.
I love low-res pictures.
So
Takes me back to Kazaa.
Molina being there does unfortunately suggest
it's a Mortal Kombat
that
crossover now.
oh my god,
Hey!
the theory we've talked about is happening. That the rumors of the internet are true. The thing I didn't want to happen is fucking happening.
Which always, if
I love me some Spidey, and again I'm open to it. I might watch and go, do you know what? They executed that brilliantly. I'm here for this.
Do you ever have that thing where you're like, you start to think about something that could happen, and you're like, oh yeah, it'd be really good if this happened, but then you know that because you've thought it'd be good if it happened, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, so in my case, wouldn't it be great if we had a down-to-fucking-earth MCU Spider-Man movie where like Peter Parker is a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and all of his villains aren't just mishmashes from the rest of the Spider-Man franchises because money? Okay, so alongside the trailer, this picture of Jamie Foxx has made it loose.
I like that.
He ain't blue.
I like it.
He's wearing a green and yellow jacket, though.
I like it.
This image of Alfred Molina has gotten loose.
I definitely don't hate it.
He is, as sort of speculated, straight from the end of the second movie, which again makes me really fucking sad, because I'm like, yeah, he went through a redemption arc in that film. So if he just shows up now and is alive and a baddie, then fuck you, movie. Fuck you. Now, I just... But there he is, as he said in that interview where he opened his damn mouth, he fucked around and he found out the tentacles will be mostly CGI, which makes me really sad, because the practical effects in Spider-Man 2 were amazing, but look, there's the big old blue holes in the back of his coat where they're going to add them. And most interestingly of all, confirming the supposed rumour, the big foe.
Well, shit!
In a green armour and a purple tunic. So...
Well, shit!
Yeah.
You know what that would suggest to me? That this isn't necessarily the versions of those characters from their respective films.
See, that'd be fine with me.
It's a multiversal thing of the... Now that we've introduced the multiverse and the idea, and through What If...
Yeah.
These are alternate versions of those characters, played by recognisable actors as a shorthand.
Yeah.
For you know who they are.
No, I don't hate that, but I just hope that doesn't stop them from doing versions of those characters going forward if they wished. Like, if they later on wanted to do a Max Dillon, for example,
I don't think
in the MCU, please do it with a different actor, because you've established now, through Loki especially, that different versions look like different people and can be played by different people.
That trailer seems to imply that it's not...
Keep it vague. I think we've hit the 3-minute mark.
Yeah,
Keep it vague.
It's not... In terms of there being no way home, it's because Spidey is travelling to other places, not other places are travelling to Spidey's New York.
Well, you say that, but maybe the no way home is them not being able to get back.
Well, the reason I say the former,
and also there's only 3.
Well, the reason I say the former is because it'd be neat if they use shorthand, to foreshadow stuff that they can do later.
So
or to tease stuff that they can do later.
It's also hilarious to think that, again, no spoilers, that like the foes you might be facing in this movie are all old as balls.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Plus, again, this is nothing to do with the trailer directly. Nothing in the trailer suggests this outright. But a lot of people living in LA have been bumping into Tobey Maguire lately, around the same places people have been bumping into Tom Holland on their off days from reshoots. Well, on Tom Holland's off days from reshoots. But Maguire being around and looking trimmer than he has done in years.
Listen, maybe he's just...
maybe he's
just had a glow up. Maguire's been through some shit.
Yeah, and he's...
Mostly self-inflicted.
Mostly self-inflicted, he's a prick. But, like, again, my favourite cinematic Spider-Man, the man's a prick. But, like, if they are doing this, and they leave out Andrew, that's petty as fuck. Because that's a Sony thing, then.
That's some bullshit.
Yes. Fuck you. But also, it's led to some brilliant memes with this leak.
Oh no.
Namely, we'll put it this way: Spider-Man: No Way Home was trending last night, but so was Kevin Feige. Because people are sharing memes. I'll share you with you a few of the top ones.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige right now. Tom Holland, no! What? Sorry, force of habit. Brilliant. Where's the other one gone? Yeah. So Green Goblin chasing Spider-Man in a behind-the-scenes pic from the original film. Kevin Feige's the Goblin, the motherfucker that leaked the No Way Home trailer. Okay. Spider-Man. My favourite recurring... Hang on. Sony, when they leaked the... Sony... when the leaker dropped the trailer before they did.
They stole it from me, Carmine! They took it! That was today! Today!
Okay. So... and my favourite recurring gag, which doesn't seem to be showing up in the feed now, is different images of Scarlett Johansson from Lucy, the Winter Soldier, at various computers. Smirking. It's like the leaker revealed.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man: No Way Home coming to cinemas eventually. If you've not seen this leaked footage, wait. I'd recommend waiting. Wait for it to look pretty and be interesting. And more than anything, what I'm taking from this is like the positive I'm taking from this. I'm really happy to see more of Cumberbatch and Wong, like, in their respective roles.
Yes.
Because I just like them as Strange and Wong.
I just like them.
And it's like, this is a nice dynamic. We didn't get to see a lot of them hanging out. Well, really, we haven't seen a lot of them hanging out.
No.
They become friends by the end of Doctor Strange.
Yes.
And then we see them chatting about tuna melts.
Yes.
In Infinity War.
I like the dynamic of them.
Because Wong doesn't show up in Ragnarok, does he? It's just Doctor Strange.
No, it's Strange.
Yeah.
I like the dynamic of them being friends and not like a servant-master relationship.
Yes, thank you. And it's more that Steven's the Sorcerer Supreme and Wong is there to make sure that it doesn't go to shit.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like, Wong is the more experienced one who's like, I'm here to basically make sure you don't fuck up.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is great.
Wong's the librarian.
Yes. He's Beyonce.
He's not, yeah. He's not a frontline, he's a very powerful magician, but he's not a frontline mage. He's an archivist and...
Although, he does fuck around and find out, as we're going to fuck around and find out.
He can fucking throw down.
As we're going to find out in 2 weeks' time.
I can't. Oh,
in Shang-Chi.
That's going to be good.
That's
going to... I hope... yeah, that's going to be good.
So one Marvel to another Marvel. The motherfucking Eternals final trailer presumably dropped.
Yeah,
or at least the first full story trailer.
Lots of Akaris, not super. Yeah.
Oh come on.
Oh come on.
Au contraire.
Oh.
Do you know what's weird? I saw him blasting his eye lasers. I'm a fire my laser.
I'm not sure you're allowed to do that in a PG-13. Hey.
I've seen a fair amount of comments on the old Twitter when that trailer came out of massive release the Ayer cut, Snyder cut fans talking positive about that, saying they use the same laser eye effect where his eyes go veiny. This is really cool. And you're like, is this what it takes to win you over to come and watch some films made by the other company? Okay, sure.
You just wanted veiny, because give me a few substances in about 6 hours, I can give you veiny eyes. Like,
I've got them now.
Yeah.
Hay fever. But I've also seen people going like, oh, it's just trying to copy Zack Snyder's style, and you're like, fuck off.
Yeah, it's really not.
Show me that you've never read a book without telling me you've never read a book. Just like, oh my god.
There's nothing of Zack Snyder's style in this. It's too colourful.
Oh, what's that? There's some environments and the camera's turned on.
Yeah.
There you go. Zack Snyder has a visual style. Chloe Zhao has a completely different visual style.
Yes.
And they're both great and they both have their merits, but this is not her doing a him. Like, fuck's sake.
Also, we've actually got a look at the villains now.
Yeah, Crow. Crow seems to be the active antagonist.
The Deviants.
The Deviants, and led by Crow, who, in the comics, is like a red dude, sometimes literally looking like the devil, other times just a bearded, red-faced, bald guy in red armour. Now, he's a really tall, Avatar action figure who's been sharpied over and covered in Play-Doh, with tentacles coming out of his arms. And...
Sounds hot.
Just to remind you, who's Angelina Jolie playing?
She's... Artemis, I want to say? No, that's not right.
Athena. So she's Athena. In the comics, Athena and Crow had a thing for a long time.
Oh, I bet they did.
So that suddenly adds new meaning to that bit in the trailer where he's picking her up and tying her hands together and stroking her face. She's all zoned the fuck out. So...
Like she's doing her Eternals eye-rolly...
What we're basically saying is, we've seen enough hentai to speculate where this went between the sheets. But, yeah, Crow is getting there before Mr. Fantastic. Crow is, So Crow seems to be our active antagonist, but...
Antagonist?
There's a much bigger motherfucker out there amongst the stars.
What?
We've got Celestials. I mean, we knew we had Celestials, but we're seeing them in, like, full, like, hey, camera, drink it in glory in this trailer.
We got a little bit of it. We got that great flashback in the first Guardians.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah,
with the Collector. More on him later.
Big old Jack Kirby ass Celestials. They're so weird. Like they're so humanoid and yet so not.
Yeah. Do you know what they remind me of? Big Daddies.
Yeah,
that's the closest feeling I've ever had to a seeing Celestials in the comics, even like the likes of Galactus and characters like that. The only time I've ever had the same kind of response was Big Daddies in BioShock, because it's just that thing of I see the humanity, I see the human outline, but this thing is not of this fucking earth.
No,
like this does not belong in existence. It feels like it should be removed from us, either because it's too powerful or too wrong. So yeah, I'm racist against Big Daddies. Whatever. No, I'm just saying they're creepy. And I don't want them sharing a Coke with me.
Creepy paper.
Speaking of which, we're not sponsored by Coca-Cola, but here's the sound of two cans clashing. Oh, that was very light and probably didn't pick up even after the noise amplification. What else we got? Gemma Chan being an absolute badass.
Yeah.
And clearly the lead.
Yes.
Which makes me very happy. Jon Snow... Sorry, the Black Knight.
Black Knight.
Asking the real questions. Where the fuck were you guys when Thanos did what he did? And Salma Hayek being like, hey, humanity's great. They fixed it. Don't worry about it. It's like, yeah, but you guys were here too.
Yeah, well, look, we were just...
Now, I wonder if the film's going to be like, oh no, they all got snapped.
Doesn't it say, though, that they weren't allowed to
They weren't allowed to intervene. Someone above them is like, you fight the deviants.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
So they weren't actually allowed to.
That is all. So it's like, huh.
So there's some big daddy celestial was like, no, 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 don't you dare.
I'll kick you in the tit.
Ah, yes, and I've got a big foot and you've only got little tit.
Little tit.
Comparatively speaking, of course.
Yeah, I mean, to a foot that's the size of a skyscraper, everyone has a little tit.
Every tit is little. It's just a tittle.
Fucking hell. So, we get a nice look at everybody sort of get a little shining moment. The fact that one of the cast looks like Ezra Miller really spooks me out.
Yeah, Barry...
Allen. And the fastest Barry Allen. I want to say. But everyone gets a nice little sort of moment in this trailer, like at least a visual cue for you to sort of go, okay, oh, yeah, okay, all right. I've seen everyone's face now. I recognise everybody. All right, fair enough. We get a lot of, like... What if Angelina Jolie was Wonder Woman in the 90s vibes?
Yes, I've had that dream.
But it's Girl Interrupted is a secret prequel, and Diana's personality is locked away inside of this asylum.
Isn't a secret prequel a sequel?
A screequel. No, hang on, that's a prequel featuring Skrillex.
A streetquel. It's a nude sequel.
That's the new version. Not to be confused with the other kind of streakwall, which is what happens if you don't wash your underwear for 3 days.
Yeah.
So
you gotta wash your ass.
This, along with Shang-Chi, have me really excited for the future of the Marvel Universe, because we enjoyed Black Widow, but it did feel a bit sort of like, yeah, okay. Whereas these two movies look more like, oh, this one's going to play, and this one's going to fuck with your head. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You have my interest, which is why I think the release schedule is probably working out better for them, because even though Spider-Man will sell tickets, because it's Spider-Man, the way that movie's leaning it's going to be a little bit... I think this is the Spider-Man movie in this version of the franchise that could confuse sort of more casual cinema goers a little bit, because they're just like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
So, at the very least, you're not losing money if you're putting 2 brand new properties out there first.
That's true.
And then seeing if people show up to the Spidey movie.
It does look gorgeous, though.
The Eternals is coming out in November, but they've put an asterisk on that. It will also, unlike Shang-Chi, which is getting a cinema-only release, and I believe Scarlett Johansson's been promised 5% at the back end, Eternals will be a cinematic and Disney Plus Premier Access release.
Interesting.
And I think that's because they're anticipating either people don't know this property as well, so we'll give them the option to watch it at home if they want to, or we don't know if the country's going to be safe enough again come November.
Well,
because
also,
it's not the only Marvel movie to get its release date put back. Venom Let There Be Carnage has been put back to October.
Also, though, just on that point, Nomadland, which was Chloe Zhao's Oscar winner, is also on Disney Plus. So it might be a good way for them to go,
cross-promo.
Hey, you liked Chloe Zhao won this Oscar. She's also made the superhero movie, and you want to pay 20 quid, you can see it now.
You could feel the marketing / pride / ticket selling like power when her name came up on the screen with Academy Award winning director. It was like, yes, yes, we love to see it.
I really hope it's good.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm just gonna. We've got the monitors up in front of us, and I'm just gonna head on over to the Marvel one and refresh Marvel Entertainment's YouTube channel just to make sure. Yeah, no, we're good.
No, we're good.
Doing it just to make sure that Spider-Man hasn't snuck his bastard trailer
Should
in.
open Sony Pictures one in another tab.
Marvel Entertainment's main one does tend to get them right away. Marvel UK is always a good one as well for getting it up quite soon.
Muck.
Oh God. Jesus. So before we go back to Marvel, you shills. Before we go back to Marvel and talk about this week's what ifs,
Cannibal shills.
spoilers on their way. Couple little news bits to touch on.
Yeah, give me your news bits.
American McGee wants your thoughts and ideas on his next Alice Games story outline. Here's my idea.
Don't.
Fucking stop.
Yeah.
American, it takes you 20 years to make one. Stop.
Why is your name an adjective?
I like American McGee's Alice. I quite enjoyed Madness Returns. There's 20 years between each game, my dude. Stop. How does the fan base still exist for it? I'm so confused.
The existence of American McGee does also imply the existence of a Japanese McGee and
a South American
McGee, an Australian McGee,
African McGee.
Yeah. Well, no, because Africa's a continent.
That's very true.
South African McGee, Congo McGee,
Congo. I'll be honest, that is a wonderful name.
Congo McGee.
Congo McGee. That sounds like an action-adventure hero from the 1930s pulp magazine.
Kenyan McGee.
He would unfortunately, of course, be white. And
Ugandan McGee.
Also, the entire magazine would be completely unpublishable today. But it would sound like a great name on the cover.
Jamaican McGee.
See, that just sounds like a fine whiskey.
That's
just like a glass of Jamaican McGee. Oh, fuck yeah.
That's what I do when I'm preparing Indian food.
Oh my
Jamaican McGee.
Fucking hell.
No one tickles me like I tickle myself.
As we're recording this, Gamescom is still going on, so we don't have all the news from Gamescom. But it's kind of relevant. I've been playing Saints Row 4 for the first time this past week. I'm fucking loving it.
Yeah?
It's up my alley because it's that free roam superhero thing with a sense of humour that's just like... It's not so much that I'm like, oh, this crude humour resonates with me, more than I can't quite believe this is in here, and that alone is making me laugh.
I played a good chunk of the first one, the third one, and enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's the first one where they start to go weird with it.
Yeah, well, that's
when they moved to Steelport and
yeah,
and Keith David, and
you have a mission set in cyberspace where you are a toilet for a little bit.
Yeah, that's
that mission.
Matt Miller's the villain, isn't it?
Yeah,
played by Yuri Lowenthal, which I didn't realise till someone pointed out on a stream. And I was like, wait, fucking Spider-Man's the British kid?
There's that mission where you skydive onto a skydive assault onto a penthouse while power plays.
What, Kanye West?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to play the third one, aren't I?
Yeah, it's like, it does the whole thing. and then you're just skydiving onto this penthouse, and you're like, all right, okay. This game's got fucking style.
The fourth one opens with you saving the world from a nuclear missile launch. Like
Yeah.
the Third Street Saints are like a SWAT team
Yeah.
working with Asher, so like MI6. You save the world, and because you did it, you as the boss, who I don't know if it's the case in number 3, but you're completely customizable.
Yeah, what happens at the beginning of number 3 is that the beginning of number 3 is a job that goes wrong where Johnny Gat dies.
Yes,
And-
which is followed up in the fourth one.
And the
yeah.
boss gets like critically injured, so you just you literally rebuild the boss.
Fucking great.
During surgery.
I'm wondering if
Um,
you can make the same version of the boss across 3, 4, and the sequel that may or may not be announced this week, because Gamescom have teased. The setup at Gamescom, one of the people there at the event put a photo out saying, we are absolutely bossing the event setup so far, with a picture of a wall covered in graffiti that says rebooting ... and in the corner of the graffiti is a very distinct logo of the Third Street Saints. Since then, the Saints Row website for the games, the front page has been replaced with the rebooting graphic. So, my hopes are not for a restart to the series. But I could understand if they wanted to, because they do kind of nuke the continuity in a fun way in number 4. For those who don't know, the Saints Row series started as essentially there's not a GTA out this year, quick, make a GTA. And it was just sort of a PS2 era cashing in on a certain other franchise's popularity. But then started to go, do you know what, we don't need to be the same as Grand Theft Auto, let's get weird. And then they get weirder. I mean, as Matt's just pointed out, the third one opens with the main character having to be reconstructed completely so you can customize them. Number 4, my boss is Captain Carter inspired, like, hench thick lady of power.
Of course it is.
Of course she is. But with a 80s Black Widow style comic book Tenant Quiff haircut. Voice of Laura Bailey. Although I was tempted, because what's great about it as well is you can pick male or female body type, completely customize the structure of the body type, and then still pick male or female voice of different varying like deepnesses and degrees. And there's like 7 voice actors who voice the boss, and you can just pick between one of them.
Yeah, it's very sort of gender neutral.
It's brilliant. But it's female voice 1, 2, 3, male voice 1, 2, 3, and Nolan North. Nolan North is an option, and it is Nolan North as just the voice of the protagonist.
They do get
which in
very
itself
meta.
is a wonderful parody as well of the fact that he is the voice of basically nearly every white protagonist of the PS3 action genres.
You're not wrong.
So that's kind of fun. But she's voiced by Laura Bailey, and she's a fucking badass and an absolute drunkard. And I'm like, if there's another one, I would like to recreate this version of the boss, please, because I've gone on a fucking adventure with this character now.
I'd be interested to see where it goes from what I know about the ending of 4. So
Yeah, I've not got to the end. But like the premise of 4 is you save the world, you become the president, and then aliens invade, trap you and the Third Street Saints in different simulations because you're the most likely ones to stop the invasion.
yeah,
And then after you've broken out, and the game is you in a digital version of Steelport, which Kinsey's hacked, so you have superpowers that develop as the game goes on. It's like Prototype, but, fun and good.
yes, those very important things.
And I'm just like, I'm running around having a fucking great time, and you're slowly retrieving your staff, but during it, you've been told, and I don't know if it's true, again, I've not finished it, but you've been told that since you've been in the simulations, the Earth has already been destroyed. So you are fighting for nothing.
Sim, you've been gone.
Sim, you've been gone. It's so much fucking fun. The villain's great. The DLCs provide an alternate ending. There's just so many references and parodies woven into it. One of which is in the simulation, the billboards are saying things like, obey. Like, it is useless to resist. Stop fighting. More will die if you continue. Things like that. Which is obviously a very, loving reference to They Live.
Consume, obey.
Which itself
This is your god.
is referenced by the fact that your vice president is actor, now politician Keith David, played by Keith David, who when Julius comes up in something later on, people are like, don't you think he sounds a lot like No? Why does everyone keep saying that? Because obviously he's played multiple roles in the series.
Yeah.
But Keith David is Keith David is Keith David. And when you finish his mission chain, like side missions, you unlock an alternate costume called Rowdy, which is basically Roddy Piper. So it's like, is this whole game in existence just because they want to like homage They Live?
Can you make him eat that trash can?
Unfortunately, no.
Ah!
But he isn't wearing the shades, so I think by law...
Yeah, you got to start wearing those shades or start,
start
eating that trash can.
Such a good fucking film. So Saints Row's either getting a reboot or a new entry. I hope it's a new entry. That's what I'd like. So we can keep the superpowers and things like that. Because it would suck to suddenly completely get rid of that when it became such a fun mechanic in this one. So yeah, there's that. And also Black Canary. We're getting a Black Canary movie. Journey Smollett is getting a Birds of Prey spin-off.
Because I thought she was great in Birds of Prey.
She's phenomenal. Downside.
Yeah.
It's an HBO Max release. So that's a downside for two reasons. One, outside of the US, we don't know where it'll show up then. Because the rights seem to be here, there, and everywhere for HBO Max releases.
Yeah.
Look at Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was a Sky/Now TV pay-per-view release.
It wasn't... Oh, yeah, it was pay-per-view.
Yeah. So you had that.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, you paid money for it.
No, you just had to subscribe.
Oh, you're on Thingy Movies, though, aren't you?
It was on Now TV.
There you go. Yeah, it wasn't. It's not on normal Now TV because we didn't have access to it.
If you had the movie pass...
There you go. You crazy kids with your movie pass and, and your in-house popcorn and your greased thighs.
I don't have in-house popcorn. Kids don't like it.
Oh. But she does like the greased thighs.
Wow.
So, we don't know if it's going to be the same for this or nah. Same with like the Peacemaker TV show, the Gotham TV show, which is the GCPD one, which is now looking more likely to not be centered just specifically around the GCPD because it's been renamed internally as Arkham. And I'm like, no, don't go. What made money? Those games. I know. Call the series after those games. No, stick to your fucking guns and make a show about the GCPD. You bastards. Anyway. Again, wait until it's probably a less awkward time to make a show about police as the heroes. But still. Yeah, it's like, what's going to happen? But also, it's like, okay, this could be, aside from Black Adam, coming out next year with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, this could be the first solo person of colour DCEU movie.
Yes.
I mean Momoa, but I mean, you know, like we've not had, like, aside from, you know, because Dwayne Johnson's lineage is a mix of different parentage, which is wonderful because it's like the dude brings so much and covers so many bases, and is also, funnily enough, there are studies into that, reasons why he is one of the biggest box office draws in the world. Because certain audiences that tend to sort of like respond more to seeing representation of themselves on the screen will show up to those movies, because quite fucking right, and there should be more of them, obviously. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's like entire family lineage, parentage crosses like 5 or 6 different ethnicities and countries.
And also he's a very big, handsome, charismatic
charming as
bastard.
fuck, yeah. But it's like, okay, but Journey Smollett would be the first black female lead of a DCEU movie.
Yeah, which is always good.
But to stick it on HBO first is like...
Well, it goes back to the sort of criticism that was levelled at Disney for putting Black Widow on Premier Access. And
yeah, their second first female-led film, also of the first sort of key female superhero character from their universe being shunted to this late.
Like, Cruella went to Premier Access.
Yeah.
Mulan went to Premier Access. Black Widow went to Premier Access.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi's not going on to Premier Access.
Yeah. Spider-Man won't.
Spider-Man won't, but
they said that'll be theatrical.
That's more because of Sony, I think.
True. Yeah, and also Disney wouldn't get Premier Access thingy on that either. But Sony could like make it digitally available.
They could.
They could strike a deal with them.
They could.
They won't.
If there wanted to be a bunch of... Oh, yeah, Sony.
Yeah, Sony.
Cool. All right. I want to mention something a little frivolous before we move on.
Dive into the multiverse.
Yeah. It's tangentially related in that it's animation.
Oh, yes.
So Warhammer Plus is launching on the 25th.
Why?
Yes.
Yeah, it's their own streaming service.
GW's own streaming service, which is not just new animations, it's also like hosted lore videos and painting masterclasses and battle reports and stuff from their community team.
Essentially, if you like Warhammer, either playing, taking part, or just like observing from the outside, we got a shitload of stuff here on here.
Yeah, they're doing digital archives of like their old written material.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
Oh, it's just like the DC Universe app
yeah,
was.
in theory, yeah.
TV shows, documentaries, like fan content, and a backlog.
Yeah, and it also
all the
includes the
written
membership subscriptions for the 40k and Age of Sigmar apps, which have like all your rules and army builders and stuff on and things like that, and you get exclusive access to like special edition models and stuff like that, because of course you do. But as part of the sort of launch hype, for 24 hours you could stream an episode of their anthology series Hammer and Bolter
Okay.
for free.
For what?
So
For free?
but only for 24 hours. So on Saturday they put an episode of Hammer and Bolter up, named of Old Baelai, and you got to watch it, and it was 20 minutes of just like, it was like a 20-minute long heavy metal video. Basically.
It's like watching someone play Doom Eternal.
Yeah, pretty much. And the animation's relatively simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of static images with like, and some of them it's like just a couple of frames of animation or like just lip sync and stuff. But it,
as long as it tells a story.
well, it's one of those. It was almost like a series of tableaus. Tableau with an X. Who knows?
Lovely woman. By the way.
I'll show you the art style.
Tabitha Lowe. Lovely woman.
Yes, Tabitha Lowe.
Tableau! Oh, tableau!
And
Sorry, we had to.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing is that all the animations are going to be different styles.
Okay.
Because it's going to be different series. And within Hammer and Bolter, there's also, I guess, precedent for it to be even more varied, because it's an anthology series.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this has got the T. This might give you an idea of the animation style.
Show me your tableau, boy!
I'm not thinking of it, but it's that
Oh,
kind of
fuck,
thing.
that's pretty! Do you know what it reminds me of? And I mean this in every positive way possible. Scream of the Shulker.
Yeah, it is a little bit like, there's elements of
It's definitely a lot more fluid than Scream of the Shulker. But it's that kind of, you know, comic panel almost as a direction. God, that does look nice.
But yeah, so it's basically
It's like a webcomic, but with a budget.
yeah, basically.
Like the Black Panther one from a few years back and things like that.
And then one of the other series they've got launched on launch day, Angels of Death, is full CGI.
Yeah. And sounds really lovely.
It sounds that's got like a weird art style where it basically looks like it's all black, white, and red.
Like a newspaper.
Yes, black, white, and red all over.
Like a penguin falling down the stairs. No, it's a nun falling down the stairs, isn't it? Black, white, red all over. It's a penguin in a blender.
Yes.
Oh,
so
God.
this is a different sort of. That's a Deliveroo advert. That's not how it looks. Very foodie. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting sort of little tease, and the fact that they're just like, yeah, here, have an episode. Yeah, and I think it sets a good. I'm going to be getting it anyway, because of course I am. I'm a big fucking nerd.
You big simp.
Big old simp. So
they got you by the Warhammers.
They've got me by the short and plastics. So
no,
because I want both of those exclusive models. Thank you very much.
I'm finally thinking about Marvel Unlimited, and it's the same thing, because
Yeah.
the slightly because it's 1 year payment, isn't it?
You can do it monthly, or you can do it year.
The slightly higher tier 1 year payment, like £80, gets you a Stark Industries badge.
Yes.
Something else, and a limited edition Ms. Marvel in Spider-Man alternate costume.
Yeah, and they
action
changed
figure.
that regularly. Like, for a while it was Captain Marvel, and then it was X-Force Deadpool for a little bit as well.
Yeah. So like basically every year it's like, if you want to resub with the high package, you're gonna get a little something. And I'm like, for the value of the figure, I might do that. So how much is the Warhammer service gonna be?
It's a £5 a month or $50 for the year.
That's really good. That's manageable as fuck.
Yeah, so I'm probably just stump up for the year.
With them adding extra stuff to the back catalogue, like as time goes by.
Yeah, it's every Wednesday new stuff's gonna go.
Oh
up
my
the same.
god! Can we get sponsorship?
They've got a lot of stuff planned, but there's only 2 series that are definitely launched, and it's gonna be week by week. So it seems like on the first day there'll basically be 2 episodes of stuff for you to watch.
That's pretty cool.
And then it'll go forward from there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I've mentioned before, they've done a lot of recruiting of fan animators.
Or Fanimators.
but which has caused a little further backlash because, of course, they've had to update their terms of service on like fan creations, artworks, to having like a zero tolerance policy, and people are getting upset about that. But I kind of always remember that being the case.
Well, as long as you're not profiting from fan artwork, then you should be allowed to do it. But
Like
if you're profiting from it in any way, it's like, zero freaking tolerance.
But like, there was a lot of backlash because one of the more popular fan series shut down, like when after this came out, but by their own admission, they hadn't been asked to.
Yeah.
They just shut down because they didn't want to bother with the potential.
Okay, they kind of predicted
the
it.
potential of getting a C&D, but then it never came.
Oh.
So now there's a lot of people angry at the company for something that they've not actually done.
Oh.
Like this creator.
Are these guys going like, no, guys, that's not how it happened, but like.
Not really.
Fandom's already. Oh.
Like,
okay.
There's definitely a sort of.
I think they're sort of riding that wave a little like, no, come on, get mad.
Go on, and then people are getting upset at the company, and then like, you guys just don't know how IP law works, do you? Like, also, it's difficult for me to sort of feel too much empathy for somebody who has created something, like built a little career for themselves off exploiting something without a license to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not like, oh yeah, the big companies rule, but also like, it's not your property.
Yeah.
So of course, if the person who owns it,
if someone's like, oh, did you make that badge yourself? That one with the bloody Dalek on or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I did, yeah. Could you make me one? Go on, I'll give you $5 for it. Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah. Fair enough. Opening up a stall somewhere, selling that. It's like you're selling a bunch of stuff featuring characters that don't belong to you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I'm not, I don't want to.
The trick is to charge £3 for the plastic bag and say that the item's free.
Yes, that's how you do it. Operate at a loss. No, that doesn't work.
Operate wearing lip gloss.
Let's talk about What If.
Speaking of lip gloss, doesn't transition.
Well, no, there's a couple of characters who get a glam up in this episode, but
there's a glow up like crazy for several. You're right. And there's a fucking jacked up for one of them. So. Spoilers ahead. We'll keep it spoilery free, light-ish sort of for the next 5 minutes, but then we're going to charge right in.
Let's just charge right in.
We're going to charge right in. Spoilers for Disney Studios, Disney Plus, Marvel.
It's a half hour long. There's not much you can talk about without spoiling.
Episode 2, What If T'Challa became a Star-Lord?
A Star-Lord, which I thought was interesting phrasing.
But it makes sense. Because he isn't Star-Lord. He's Star-Lord, but he's not Star-Lord. So, yeah.
This show is fine. I like it, but I don't love it. Like, I've never been a huge What If guy anyway.
Yeah, I think that's where he's different because I dug the fuck out of that book for years.
It's not like I'm not like I'm not I'm dismissive of it. I'm just not unless it's a very interesting twist. I'm not massively engaged by it, and also what I think because we talked about this a little last week with the Captain.
Sorry, keep going. I'm just trying to see where my What If volume is. Oh, it's over there. Okay.
We talked about this last week with the Captain America one. I think it's too short because you get stuff in this, you get character beats in this, that just don't. Even having seen the films and knowing those characters, they just don't quite work for me.
Okay.
To be spoilery.
Is one of them Grimace?
Yeah. To be spoilery, I do not buy that T'Challa could have talked Thanos down from his genocidal plan.
Hey, you weren't there for the You weren't there for the conversation, man.
I just don't.
You weren't there for the conversation.
I don't buy it. I just don't.
It's because you don't know how it went. And do you know how it went?
No, they don't either.
He gave Thanos a handy. And T'Challa, right, as well as being like a powerful diplomat and a passionate warrior,
he's got a great wrist action.
He's got a fucking great technique.
Just check out that action figure.
He's got such a good technique. Like, seriously, he was just like, look, tell you what, you could kill the universe in Infinity Stones. I buy that. Or
I could cut the balls and work the shaft.
Cut the balls and work the shaft. And Thanos was like, do you know what? It's been a long time since anyone's touched my big
There's
old
a reason I've only got
purple staff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
my my Cull Obsidian's arm holding an apple.
To be
Go on,
fair-
go for it. And then he did it, and then he was like, if you give me one of them a week,
Yeah.
I could see the beauty of the universe. Charles was like, you're on.
All right, but if I miss a week, you get to bank it for the next one.
On the plus side, you don't find it awkward that me and your daughter totally have a thing. Well,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
my adopted daughter, so I don't mind. Great, no worries. Let's go.
Yeah, good one, Cha-Cha.
Let's go. Good one, Cha-Cha. I love that that's unspoken. Like, there's never any confirmation, but the way that Karen Gillan delivers it heavily implies that Nebula and T'Challa fuck. It's like, okay.
Well, I mean, why not? Even bald.
So yeah, so we'll tell you what. Let's break down the thingy, and we'll hit the points.
I just want to
as
say
we
that
go.
it's only a minor nitpick. Like,
He says that, but he's currently burning a physical
Yeah,
copy of it,
actually,
which is weird. Like,
it's not been released.
It's not been released
I
physically.
actually made this one because it just like, no.
James
put it on-
McAvoy with
put
his
it on
copy
the
of
castle,
Oblivion.
Yeah. It doesn't spoil the episode for me, but it stops it from going.
Your verisimilitude is compromised.
Yeah, it stops it from going from I like this to I love this.
So if
Because
you
so much of it is good.
if you
but then
took
there's-
out Thanos, then maybe do you think that'd be
probably.
that'd make it flow for you better?
it just felt a bit. What's
'Cause-
the word?
Of a stretch.
No, not a stretch. It just felt a bit pat.
Okay. It did, however, just for narrative reasons, give us the chance to hear Josh Brolin reprise the role and do something weird with it.
I'm not mad about that.
Yeah.
It just.
I think I'll be honest. I think that's why they did it. I think that was in the writers' room. Someone went, "God, could you imagine?" And then they went, "Fuck it, let's put it in
Yeah.
there." That feels like what that is. But at the same time, the show kind of. So the basic premise is. The difference here, as the Watcher establishes in a slightly extended bit of animation from him at the beginning,
Yes.
which I like because more Jeffrey Wright is always good. Was that
Well, Jeffrey Wright is never wrong.
the difference here is when Yondu was sent by Ego to retrieve his kid from Earth, this time, in this timeline, he outsourced it to his minions.
Yeah.
So
Kraglin and
Kraglin and
Taserface.
Taserface go to Earth, they look for alien signatures, and they arrive at the border of Wakanda. Because, of course, underneath Wakanda is a giant shitting vibranium meteorite.
Yep.
So they go there, they find T'Challa, who as a child, like, makes a point of saying, like, come on. He keeps, talking to his dad, talking to Baba, being like, there's a world out there. Why are we staying so secluded? Why are we staying so hidden? And T'Chaka is... Which is interesting, because T'Chaka is, like, looking like 90s T'Chaka, but talking like 2010s T'Chaka.
Yeah.
But I understand that, because it would be a bit weird in the same episode.
It would be odd, yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool that who's the actor who plays T'Chaka?
I'll pull up the cast.
Captain Lovely Man. It's great that he got to have two bites at the apple and got to play T'Chaka as the Black Panther as well as older T'Chaka. I appreciated that. So he's saying, like, we're not ready yet, and it's great because that's consistent with T'Challa in the films.
Yeah.
Because of course, how does Black Panther end? He opens Wakanda up to the world, like, so that they can actually communicate and talk. It's things that we will see the results of in Wakanda Forever late next year. But he manages to get to the border of Wakanda, and he gets taken away by Kraglin and Taserface, who, when they present T'Challa to Yondu's like, that's not the kid. There's even a picture of Peter Quill on the thing. He's like, it's not the kid. They're like, but they all look alike. He's got two heary holes, two see holes, and one eat hole.
John Carney is T'Chaka.
Yes, John Carney doing a great job. This one, all the major players are reprising their roles.
Yes.
Every major character in this is reprising their role. Every single one. The only people that didn't reprise their roles were Bautista as Drax. Fred Tatasciore provides the role of Drax for the few lines he has. Dave Bautista was asked about it online, and he said they never called.
Which is weird.
So I think what they assumed was maybe, it's only a couple lines, he won't do it. But they did that with every other cast member in this, even the ones who have a couple lines. Like, Denai Guerrera has one line, and it's Denai Guerrera.
Yeah.
Someone has since come out from the show and said, no, we sent out the call to him. So it looks like it's gone through a few layers, and it just somewhere in Dave's representation has gone, it's just like one line for however much. No, pass on it. And it's like, but if you just put that to Dave, he would have gone, yeah, I'll do it. I don't give a shit. What it's one line. They're gonna pay me in like a gift basket.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'll do it. Let's go. Why not? Tatasciore does a pretty good job as Drax, though.
Yeah,
that's Drax.
Tatasciore's he's a fucking pro.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's about.
You need someone to Hulk out. Tashio can Hulk out.
And of course, only one of the characters in the little stinger at the end was played by the original actor.
Yes, because Chris Pratt doesn't play Star-Lord, which again I get because his line is just like, "We're closed." So
Yeah.
sure, makes sense, fine. But yeah, every fucking other character is the original actor, which just makes me happy because it's like, yay, more Sean Gunn because he's lovely.
Yes.
Bit of Kraglin looking different in the flashback, the early sequence how he does later, and it's like. So we skip ahead 20 years. We're now in 2008.
Yes.
So we're not even at the time of the first Guardians movie. The first Guardians movie takes place in 2014.
Yeah.
So way sooner than that, we find out that in 20 years, T'Challa has not only turned the Ravagers into like a band of heroes. The Ravagers are seen as Robin Hood figures now, and not just like Yondu's group. Like the entire Ravager code has changed.
Yeah.
Because T'Challa has like brought them round to basically, look, let's fight against tyranny and make the world a better place by screwing over the bad people.
Yeah, like the old folk hero Robin Leach.
I fucking loved that. That was so good. But like that's, do you know what I mean? That's oh my god. So I love that. I love the idea that Kid T'Challa read about Robin Hood and decided that was his ethos. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna do this. He's been told since that he can't go back to Wakanda. He's thought about it. Unlike Star-Lord, who just never went home.
Yeah.
Peter Quill never went home. This Star-Lord, T'Challa's thought about it, but Yondu told him that there was a horrible war that wiped Wakanda off the map. So he can't go back. Because this Yondu, unlike the movie Yondu, doesn't take time to show off how much he actually cares about his young sort of charge. This Yondu clearly cares about T'Challa from the start.
Yeah.
And like, he's your father and your daddy. Like,
Well,
he's absolutely bonded with him.
It's that initial interaction is just like T'Challa being, oh, this is cool. You're it.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
you don't seem spooked out by any of this.
So there's no conflict early on. T'Challa's just like, yeah, all right, fucking. Whereas I can imagine with
Quill's
it was
freaking
just-
out.
Yeah.
I mean, he grew up sort of being roughhoused a bit.
Yeah.
Except for the flashbacks in Volume 2, where it's like, no, they hung out and shot lasers, and
Mm-hmm.
he's played by the kid who played Stanley in it.
Oh shit.
For like 2 shots.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Playing Stanley, but with Bill Denborough hair. So, yeah, it was Bill Denborough, in it. You're the Stephen King guy.
Yeah.
Yay, I remember the thing.
Did you?
Billy Boy. So, and not only in the 20 years has he set the Ravagers straight, but he's known as an actual hero around the galaxy.
Yeah.
Certain events get mirrored.
Yeah.
And we learn that quite early on, as he's at the temple on whatever it's fucking called, that
Yeah, that one.
we learn that Ronan the Accuser is out there looking for Infinity Stones.
Yes.
So Ronan's looking for Infinity Stones. He sends Korath.
Oh, he's looking for that Infinity Stone.
Yeah, definitely the Power Stone. He sends Korath, and Korath rocks up, and we get the Star-Lord moment.
You could say he was being pursued by Korra.
Oh my god, there we go.
Hey!
And Korath, played once again by Digimon Honsu, being an absolute fucking legend.
Digimon Hansu's having a fucking great
Oh,
time
he comes
with
out
this.
as the like outside of real world circumstances, making someone's performance the most poignant. He's the breakout star in this episode
Because he's just...
because we
Yeah.
get the famous like Star-Lord like reveal, and he just goes, "Oh my god, it's Star-Lord!" And you realise how different T'Challa's path has been from Peter Quill's. That Korath, whose most famous quoted line from the films is, "Who?" is now a fucking fanboy, and we get to see what happens when
It's
you
ridiculous.
as a minion are up against someone you actually admire, and you're like, oh my god, we have to fight now.
Yeah.
How should we do this? I mean, I don't really want to
Can I use the gun?
shoot you. Can I use the gun?
yeah, you
Charles
can
like,
use the gun.
you can use the
Yeah,
gun.
you
He's like, I don't know. Go fisticuffs or okay, because he obviously like doesn't want to. He doesn't want to kill T'Challa because he's such a
no
fan.
one wants to kill T'Challa.
But I love the fact that he like takes me like, it's a good fight, wasn't it? It's like the John
Yeah.
Wick kind of moment. Number 3.
Oh, yeah. Fight John.
Fight John is like, yeah. So yeah, and then T'Challa's like, "Ah, fuck it, we can take it." Because he even says like, do you need someone else? Because I can switch sides.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's like I will leave Ronan and join you right now.
No one fucking likes Ronan. Like,
it's a shame that we didn't get at least one thingy from Ronan, like a post credits or something of Ronan sat on his ship, being like, "Where the fuck is he?" He's like looking at his watch. Because like he doesn't find out, does he? He doesn't find out what's happened to Korath.
no, it's just.
Who joins the Ravagers, and then they go to a bar, and they're having a gay old time, and they meet up with their contact, Nebula, who's credited as Heist Nebula.
Yeah. They've done a Marvel Legends of her as well.
Yeah, she's in the wave. And Nebula is sans cybernetics, bar an augment in her face.
Yeah, she's still got both arms.
So, yeah, she's got both arms. She's not replaced with any other sort of parts. She's her own agent. She's living a big old happy life with a big old blonde like wave of hair and
yeah, that was
sparkly cocktail dresses, showing up to this party and everyone being like, "Yay, it's Nebula! Way!
It's a party.
Woohoo! It's everyone's favourite Nebula! It's Nebula!" And you're like, already this is weird.
Yeah.
But of course she's not been fucked with, and of course she's not a psychopath murderer, because 8 years before this is 6 years before the events of the original Guardians would have taken place.
Yeah.
And at some point in the years prior to this, T'Challa, point of contention, talked Thanos out of his plan.
Yeah.
So, presumably, Thanos... this was presumably... In fact, here's the thing as well. Considering Nebula's not been tinkered with at all, and considering there is no Gamora...
There is no Gamora, yeah.
Only Zool. He might have won Thanos over super early. I'm not saying that as like a defense of it all, but like, what if Kid T'Challa's the one who speaks to Thanos?
Well, do you know Thanos does like kids, to be fair?
That's true. He's charmed by kids. He looks for like proteges. He looks for people to sort of join him in his war.
Yeah, he does.
And
likes
he's a
in pretty
father.
Fucking twisted way.
Yeah. So like, what if it's Kid T'Challa that sways him, sees him round, which is why he's extra mellow and nowhere near as like rough and combat ready as he is as we know him
Yeah,
later.
because I think that's the thing I can't quite buy is going from like the earliest we see
shoulder
Thanos
punching the Hulk.
Yeah. To fucking this chill Thanos.
But I think the other reason why he's like that is so that it can make a commentary on the weird side of the internet that went, I mean, he's got a point though, hasn't he?
Yeah. To have every other character going, no, it's genocide. It's genocide.
Yeah, like, because he's like, I still think it's not genocide. Who was it? That sounded quite at the end. There's an awful lot of genocide. No, it isn't, see, because it's random.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, no, it's still genocide, my dude.
It's efficient.
But I think that's why he's in this, to make a commentary on that weirdly thriving real world perspective that Thanos was right.
It's like an
and to
incel
point
who
out
got
to
laid.
people, yeah, it's like people going, no, yeah, exactly. He's an incel who got laid and is still a bit like, I mean, but all woms though, and everyone's going, dude, no, come on,
No,
come on, you formed a romantic relationship now, and you should be understanding that you were thinking like a dickhead before.
Love and understanding.
Like you've got to wake up and smell the hummus. But it does mean we get also a really fun alternate Brolin performance as well, where he's just more mellow and chill. And it does mean that the Black Order, his longest serving members, are still out there. They've just gravitated toward the classic power vacuum
I
storyline.
love a power vacuum. It does suck you in, to be fair.
Because with Thanos not being the biggest bad in the galaxy anymore, people who wanted to be the biggest bads or work with him or like study under him or admired him have found someone else.
It's not you, Thanos. It's me. No, it's you, Thanos.
No, it's Thanos. Because in this continuity, in this timeline, Tavanna Lear, the Collector, played confusingly by Benicio del Toro, who's having a blast, but so much of the internet were like, that's not him though, right?
That's
It's like,
yeah.
no, it's him.
Weird.
It's fucking
It
him.
is weird.
But I kind of dig it because like he's being really flamboyant,
Yeah.
and he has been flamboyant. We first meet him in the Dark World's post-credits scene.
Oh, he's super weird.
and
in it,
he's
yeah.
weird in that. In Guardians, he's more like mysterious,
but also super weird.
super weird, but again, way more low key in his delivery. Then the version we think we see of him in Infinity War, he's being super fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, he's being super weird. Hell, the out of continuity but based on continuity Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout Disney's California Adventure ride version of it, played by Benicio del Toro, is a bit more sinister and low-key, but that's because he has to be to set up the stakes of the ride before you go on it and the team break out.
Yeah.
Like, in this, he's playing a cartoon version who has become basically the kingpin of space by collecting the most dangerous weaponry he can.
Including Cap Shield.
Including Cap Shield and Mjolnir.
Yeah.
It's like...
what happened to the Avengers?
And again, this is set 4 years before the events of when the Avengers would take place.
Yeah.
So he's got Cap Shield, he's got Mjolnir, he's got Hela's helmet. So obviously in this timeline, Helmet. Now in this timeline, either things played out differently. I mean, really, it's all just for reference and because it means a fun fight sequence.
Oh yeah.
Although I respect the restraint of them not using Mjolnir or the shield.
Yes. Well, he wouldn't be able to
just leaving them in the background. That's true. He wouldn't be able to lift Mjolnir, but he can have it framed on a bracket.
Would he?
No. Now T'Challa. In fact, I was half expecting that. I was half expecting him to walk over to the thingy T'Challa during the fight, grab Mjolnir, not knowing obviously, and just twat the Collector with it.
Yeah.
Because we, the viewers, would be like, of course he could.
Of course.
Of fucking course. Especially this version of T'Challa, who has basically just been a hero to the galaxy.
He is a king!
Years. Goddamn king. Have you ever seen that short webcomic where Thor... It's a chat between Thor and Mr. Rogers? On a rooftop, and Thor's like just sort of pondering stuff that's bothering him, and Mr. Rogers chats with him, and then like before they get up and he invites him down for a cup of cocoa, he just casually, Fred Rogers just picks up Mjolnir and hands it to Thor. And Thor's face is like, fuck? What? Huh? But it's like, if any human being on this planet could have done it would have been Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, well. And a bloodstained sweater.
It's a beautiful name for a beautiful day in the neighbourhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbour.
It's a beautiful day for slaughter.
Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? Could you be Mjolnir? Sorry. Anyway, so... Yeah, the Collector used Hela's helmet. So obviously things have played differently, or maybe he sent dudes down to different planets to collect as much shit as possible.
He does love to send dudes.
Although he definitely met Hela, because he's like, what a woman. And he does the smooth back the helmet thing, but obviously it's stuck in one shape because it's just a static object now. It's not part of her. But oh my god, that means they like ripped it from her.
How?
Oh my god! I don't know, but it's a cool visual, and I love that he's just summoning Necro.
I want to see.
We get an in continuity / show naming of Necro swords as well. I'm like, this is some nerdy shit, and I love it. So yeah, the Collector's the big bad, and Nebula plans a heist to steal from him. I can't remember what they call it now, but it's basically a terraforming...
The Seeds of Genesis.
That's it.
Embers of Genesis.
Embers of Genesis. It's a terraforming pod that when they basically hit a barren planet with it, the plan is they're going to steal it, hit a barren planet with it, turn it into like the most lush, like stocked garden of all time, and use it to feed that part of the galaxy.
It's the Genesis machine from Wrath of Khan, but it works.
Yeah, they're going to feed a solar system forever.
They're going to feed more. It's like it's not just one.
They'll be able to grow others,
multiple planets, and
So it's like, this is awesome. These guys are superheroes. This is wonderful. Except now Nebula betrays them because T'Challa's actually something that the Collector is after. Except then we find out no, that was part of the plan anyway. I love that we get a triple cross.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
It's a heist. What you expect?
It is. But in this mission, T'Challa finds amongst a bunch of ships, and there's a load of like again Easter eggs galore. Pause your screen and have a look through and find the different ships. Oh, I can't remember what it was now, but the Milano. They're flying the Milano.
It's called the Mandela.
But it's called the Mandela.
Yeah.
Such a great reference.
Yeah.
That's great. So he finds a Wakandan space vessel in this gallery.
Yes.
Inside there are sort of mannequins wearing the pilot outfits of what appears to be Dora Milaje, implying that this vessel was found or shot down they were killed, but their costumes have been saved for prosperity and not prosperity, posterity.
Posteriors.
And once T'Challa arrives, a message plays of King T'Chaka, now older. Basically, they know he's out there somewhere.
Yeah, and they're trying to find him.
And they've developed space travel to find T'Challa.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, that's incredible. So in their version, they've still not gone out to the world yet. But they've reached out to the stars to find his son, because he knows he's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
And wherever you are, I am proud of you. And it's just like, fuck! Oh my god. And I wonder whether that was the original dialogue for that scene, or whether that was amended since.
Maybe.
Because, fuck. But obviously it's there narratively for T'Challa to genuinely discover that Wakanda's still out there. And when he confronts Yondu on it, we get this wonderful scene where basically Yondu, saying without saying it, is like, I didn't want to lose you. Like,
yeah.
You know, he's like, you and me were the same. You belong out here, and he's right. He's talking about how, like, all they need is space. Like, the two of them, they have that wonderful scene where the two of them are in the cockpit and they're just staring out at the galaxy, and they're both the most content they've ever been.
All you need is space.
But he by the end, of course, Yondu comes around and is like, you need to at least check in. You need to at least go home. You're your own man now. Like, based on the timeline, he's at least in his late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
So he's like, your own man, let's take you back. But I love that. And again, Rucker gets to... It's not the gut punch of, he may have been your father boy, but he isn't your daddy. Like, there's no gut punch like that.
No.
But Rucker can handle emotional stuff. I'll be honest, Rucker was the odd one out for me in this, in terms of the actor who seemed like he was a little off base with voice acting slightly. His performance was great, but he just sort of was a little... I think he's overthinking it too much in terms of how to perform it. Same way Dominic Cooper was with episode 1.
That means that it's also a very different Yondu.
Yeah, he's a lot more mellow. He's a lot more chill. I mean, this Taserface would never dream of a mutiny. Like, it's everyone's on board.
It's so good.
Working for the Guardian, not the Guardian, for the Collector, we've got the Black Order. And also, I can't remember her name now, but his assistant, who is, again, the same actor, Karina.
Yes.
Is the same actor who played her in Guardians.
Yes. Who probably named Ophelia Loverbond.
What a great name! Who gets to, like in that film, she gets revenge, but it's a kamikaze version, and it doesn't pay off. In this version, oh fuck me,
revenge!
So good. So we get Karina, and she gets to finally have the Collector murdered by a wave of his captives.
A wave of mutilation.
Yeah, Cosmo leaves and joins the Ravagers.
Yeah, stowaway.
Howard is somewhere in the Collector's base getting drunk at a bar. Seth Green reprises the role and gets some fucking lines.
I like to see just Howard playing around a bit, like.
And I like how there's sort of an implication that maybe he's broken out before, but he does it just to get a drink.
Yeah.
And then he probably goes back to
I feel like he has it pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah,
he
he's
just feels like, I get a drink whenever I want. I just chill, watch shit go by.
You know, fuck Loki. He could actually be the connection to the multiverse. Because Howard the Duck isn't just like a random duck on the duck planet.
No,
he's from a dimension where everyone's a duck.
He's trapped in a world he never made.
Yeah. He's a streetwise duck out of water. But yeah, it's great to hear Seth Green getting to like play him for longer than a throwaway comedy line, which made me very happy.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'd really like another Howard the Duck movie.
Me too.
Just more Howard
Just
the
do
Duck.
an animated one on Disney Plus, set in the MCU.
Why didn't they use him for the Marvel Zombies episode? Just
like
Marvel
show
Zombies 3.
He'll show up.
Was it 3 with was Howard, or was it 4? There's one that's Howard and Machine Man. I think it was 4.
Yes. Hang on. It's on a fucking shelf.
Because that's where they
Behind
go,
you,
and it's
yeah.
like the Kingpin, but he stops everyone from meeting his wife, and then
because it's Machine Man, Jocasta, Jocasta, and Howard the Duck. Yeah, become sort of the de facto go out there and fight the zombies team.
Yeah, because they're working for Armour.
Yes.
Fun with acronyms.
Yes, which also features as an advisor the severed zombie head of Janet Van Dyne.
Ah, yes.
Who's slowly coming to and is being more rational because the hunger has sort of left her system, but she's still the undead. God, it's a great series. Not if you're a Black Panther fan. T'Challa gets. I mean, he's alive.
But he's half the man he used to be.
Yep. Oh God. Fuck you, zombie Hank Pym.
Yay!
Fuck you.
Just need to keep it at bay.
Oh, Minnie's dreaming. she's doing the Black Panther music.
She's doing a little hiccup while she's sleeping.
Oh, bless her.
Oh, she's awake now.
So the Black Order are around as well. We also get some nice close-up shots of exhibits we know are in the collector's thingy from the film. Like there's a Dark Elf gets a hero shot and everything.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is really cool. A Dark Elf dagger is used in the fight. But yeah, I love that T'Challa and Yondu have got like Thor and Loki style code names for moves.
Yeah.
Is it Sticky Fingers?
Sticky Fingers. Who's going to be the glue? You.
You did keep the fact that my country, like my people, were alive from me for years, so you can be the glue. It's like fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
But while that's going on, the heist is rumbled, so Nebula is in trouble. She's being pursued. But well, hang on, let's talk him through. Ebony Maw is dispatched pretty fucking quickly, even though he looked great in animation, and it was the same voice as well.
Yeah.
What happened to Corvus Glaive? Oh, he was like shot into ice or something and shattered, wasn't he? His voice actor didn't return. That was Fred Tatasciore as well.
Okay.
What's her name? Is it Carrie Coon?
Carrie Coon does Proxima Midnight.
Reprises Proxima Midnight, who is like the glorified receptionist to the Collector at first. Like she's the security at the front desk, basically. But then she and Cull Obsidian rock up and have a full knuckle drag out fist fight with Thanos. Which again, like if he's a more mellow one and has been for years, he's not. They don't say it in the film, but in the comics, Thanos is as powerful as he is because he's done shit to his body.
Yeah.
Like, he's put shit inside himself. He's also fueled by rage and insanity.
Yeah.
So, more mellow Thanos, I can buy him being not strong enough to, like, completely knock them both out right away. Like, I could buy him being beaten up. Own. Yeah. I can buy him being beaten up. And it also means that lovely dramatic payoff of Nebula rocking in, which in this universe is just, they're a bit detached from each other.
Well, I imagine they still had
a bit of history, yeah. But like,
she's still got the eye. Yeah.
So they have that, and then they get together and sort of see through those differences. But obviously, it's more poignant because we know what their relationship's like in the main universe. It's like, oh shit, here's a happy version for these two. And you get the nice bit where they're like leaping at the ship as it flies off and everything. Yeah, and our wrap up is they get the
Embers of Genesis.
Embers of Genesis, that's it. Sorry, Matt now is tickling our dog and she's smiling.
To be fair, I only watched the episode this morning, so I can relate. I can remember all this stuff.
Dude, she's got a grin on her face. She's smiling.
I know she is.
She's so comfy in your arms.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And isn't everyone?
I don't know, you never hold me with your arms.
Holding my greased thighs. I've broken him.
What's your wrestling name again?
Mr. Irresistible.
Mr. Irresistible. Does he have greased thighs?
Can't you? Well, he'll grease whatever you want. You want it greased, he'll grease it.
He will choke slam you with passion. He will stone cold stunner you with love.
Yeah.
They go back to Wakanda. And T'Challa saves Yondu from having to say what happened.
Yeah.
She changes the story so that they found T'Challa and saved him and took him to see the stars. It wasn't they kidnapped me and they just never brought me back and then lied to me about it. Which I think is right because T'Chaka and his mum and everyone, like, their response is, thank you. Like, do you know what I mean? They're proud of who he's become. They meet his new family, his found family, and you get the sense that Wakanda and the Ravagers are about to become one big happy unit. Like, it's going to be this thing where, like, maybe Wakanda is their home on Earth.
That's going to be first contact for them.
Yeah, and it's like, that is amazing. And you're like, this is beautiful, and the dialogue is really, really extra poignant because we know that this is the last time we're going to see Chadwick Boseman sort of be the star of a story as this character. Yeah. Seems like he's going to be in this series again later on, but this is like the starring role.
And he gets his dedication in this.
And he gets his dedication at the end. And it's like, this is wonderful and really sweet, but it's a what-if story.
So it's got to have a twist.
It's Twilight Zone. There's always, in a good what if especially, there is always a little button at the end that suggests to you this isn't the best timeline. Like, y'all have had some fun.
It's not the sacred timeline.
Yeah, y'all have had y'all have had some fun, but we don't want you preferring this timeline to the one you have. So we have to give you a little something that makes you real fucking sad. So last week was Captain Carter getting an ending like Steve does in the main timeline, where she's separated from him by decades. In this one, now early 30-something Peter Quill. I think we worked it out a while ago that in the film, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Quill's like 36, 37.
Yeah.
He's like mid to late 30s. So this would be a bit younger, like early 30s.
FTL travel makes him younger.
Space makes you younger.
Space! Theory of relativity.
Peter Quill is working at the Dairy Queen in his hometown. He's still using a Sony Walkman with the cassettes in, because why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
He's obviously very happy with it. It's probably the one his mum still gave him when she was young.
Because he would have had to process that trauma with his family.
He's grown up an orphan, probably living with his granddad and stuff.
Grandpa Quill.
And he's cleaning the store. He seems content enough, like he's singing to himself while he's mopping up after hours.
As content as someone can be
working in a Dairy
fast
Queen
food job, yeah.
And then
some people is content.
We get a visitor, finally answering the question from earlier in the episode. If they didn't pick up Ego's kid, isn't Ego gonna know? Well, it turns out Ego eventually noticed.
But also, why did I see Kurt Russell in the credits and he hasn't turned up yet?
What? That's Kurt Russell. Oh, in the opening.
Yeah.
I thought you meant at the end. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, Ego just rocks up, says like, we've got a lot of catching up to do, and then his eyes go all glowy, implying that this Peter Quill's probably about to get corrupted, and if he is like the one in our universe, the main universe, he's the one who will unlock the whole celestial power boost thing, and Ego's about to destroy the universe.
And then the Watchers are like...
Ego's about to activate all of his seed like pod things around the universe and kill everyone. Yeah, and the Watcher's like,
but that's a story for another time.
Sorry, is the Watcher played by the aliens from Galaxy Quest?
No.
That's a story for another time. Bye, Grandpa's hammer. Never give up. Never surrender. So
Galaxy Quest is so good.
we give Galaxy Quest a 10 out of 10. I really dug this one. I don't know. I love that Twilight Zone ending of, oh fuck, everyone's gonna die now.
Everybody's gonna die.
Everybody's dead, Dave. Do we know what next week is? Based on the trailers, my suspicion
there's
is...
a screen cap on IMDb, let me have a look.
I was going to say, based on the trailers, my suspicion is either Doctor Strange or the Killmonger / Iron Man episode.
Oh yeah, because I saw that screen thumbnail of that on the Marvel YouTube when you had it up before.
Marvel YouTube.
Oh, no, the screen cap for it on IMDb is Asgardian.
Oh, so it's the Loki episode.
Yeah.
With Party Thor, as he's credited.
Oh, nice. Then 1.4, plot isn't known at this time, but it's got Doctor Strange in the thumbnail. Episode 5 has Thor in the thumbnail.
Okay.
Episode 6, I think, is the Killmonger Iron Man one. Episode 7 looks to be the Spider-Man Doctor Strange one. The Sorcerer Spider-Man. Episode 8 looks to be Marvel Zombies, and then episode 9 seems to be Doctor Strange focused again.
That's interesting, because if Spidey's in one episode as Sorcerer Supreme Spider-Man, the action figure for him is called Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. Oh, Zombie Hunter Spidey, because I'm sure they're trying to circumvent Sony profits in some way by calling him Iron Spider and Spidey on the merchandise sometimes. And then the Zombies episodes after that.
Yes.
I think this is where we're going to start to see the series arc kind of bleed.
Well, on IMDb, there's the summary for episode 9 is...
Oh, here we go. Minor spoilers. Minor spoilers.
In an alternate timeline, Vision becomes an all-powerful android known as Infinite Ultron when merged with rival android Ultron. Now it's up to the newly formed Guardians of the Multiverse to put an end to his reign before it's too late.
Fuck, so the last couple of episodes are going to be like a big old crossover
Seems
event.
like it.
Okay, I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that.
Yeah, because episode 8 is like, it's Marvel Zombies. And then episode 7, 6... episode 7 and 6 don't have episode descriptions. Episode 5 is, what if Thor was banished to Earth but was still worthy of his mantle?
Oh! Okay,
Episode
that's
4
interesting.
has the plot is unknown at this time. And then episode 3 says, what if Loki presented himself to the governments of Earth as King of Asgard using all his diplomacy?
Oh, okay, so we're getting a Loki's gonna fuck around and find out episode.
Yeah, apparently so.
I'm down with that. I'm very down with that. Do you know what? Bring it on. It's a half-hour cartoon show once a week with characters we like doing weird shit.
Yeah, I'm not in love with it, but it's fine. It's fine. I could do with them being 45 minutes maybe, and just need a little more fleshed out. But at the same time, because they're half an hour, they're nice and easy breezy.
Lemon squeezy.
Get them in and outy.
What about your belly button?
Well, yeah. What about my belly button?
Terrible. But you know what isn't terrible? The fact that Minnie's just used both of our legs to scale back down to the ground when she could have just let off of your leg.
God,
and got
I'm
down to
covered
the
in
ground.
dog hair now. Why have I done this to myself?
You're an allergic boy.
Oh my god, I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. But on the plus side, I've just checked Twitter.
Yeah.
Trailer's still not out, so
Oh,
we're clean.
you had me on the precipice then.
If the trailer does somehow come the fuck out before this episode goes out, one of us will do a little video on the YouTube.
It won't be
talking
me,
about
I'll
it.
be working.
I'll end up doing a little video on the YouTube,
Yeah.
probably from on the train to work.
Because I won't see it until like 6 o'clock in the evening at the earliest.
The Eternals trailer came out on Thursday morning, like 8 a.m. here.
Yeah.
Because the comments were just full of American viewers going, "Why the fuck are you releasing a trailer at 3 a.m.?" And people having to remind them that you're not the only country in the world, guys.
But also, I was already 2 hours into my workday at that point, so
That's true.
I didn't get to watch it until that evening.
Do you know what else is true?
What?
You can get in touch.
Oh.
BigDamnContact@gmail.com. You can also tweet us at BigDamnCast. Don't forget to hit up twitch.tv/BigDamnStream to watch this beautiful boy beat things to a pulp.
Beautiful boy!
With his thumbs. He beat them so hard that it was like they were the mouse pad on a Mac. And callback.
Done a couple of those this episode. It's almost like we're getting good at this.
We'll leave them with one thought.
Stole it from me, Carmine. They took it. That was today. Today.
Bye!